Okay, this is Eddie from Dark Metal Racing. This is our second video on the EKX e-dirt bike. Okay, so I was telling you about pedals. I got pedals coming from Amazon today, so these will be going away and thrown out on the pedals. So I'm going to get into more stuff with you guys today on this bike. Okay, getting into the battery first. If you are not using the bike and the bike is stored in the house or garage or whatever, it's strongly suggested that you unlock it and grab here, because this is your handle, pull your battery out, put it down, okay, and put it somewhere safe, somewhere that is not in the house. It should not be in the house. If it's in the garage, it should be stored in some kind of heavy-duty container. If you can't get a heavy-duty container, then it needs to be put on a wood platform, like a piece of wood on the ground, so you can put it down, and the bottom part of your plug doesn't get corroded from moisture and heat in the garage. It's also, safety thing, just in case something goes wrong inside the battery, it doesn't catch your house on fire or your garage. So come up with a good idea on how to do that. I myself am going to put it in a metal container, laying flat, and then lock it down. Something similar to an ammo box. Excuse me. So this way it can't burn through too much of the ammo box or burn the house down. Okay, so there's a safety thing for your battery. Also, this battery, if you get it on eBay or you go directly to EKX website, the battery on their website is $3.99 plus shipping. It may be free shipping. I didn't check. If you buy it on eBay, it's going to be $600 plus tax and shipping. Okay. Just in case you want to use the same battery, you may be able to use a different battery. I haven't checked into that yet. I'm sure some people have. For me, this is fine. I don't need to upgrade the battery for what I'm going to be using the bike for. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. Next thing we're going to get into is the wire harness. The wire harness, when it comes out of the box, this is routed on the outside. If you look at my first video, you will see this wire harness being routed on the outside. That is completely improper from the factory. It must be rerouted on the inside like I have done here for safety, okay? So it doesn't yank your wires out and pull your cables or break your brake line and oil goes everywhere, just a lot of different things. It makes it a lot easier to go this route like I have it. So there you have it. So you guys can check it out and route it that way for safety, and it looks much better and everything is a lot easier. Next thing you will do is there is a zip tie, okay, down here, okay, that is zip tied to the frame. Cut that zip tie off, pull the wires away from the frame. Sorry about that, guys. And then put a zip tie just on the wires to hold them together, but do not zip tie it again to the frame. Otherwise, what happens is when you go ahead and you move from right to left, okay, it yanks on the wires, which is a safety hazard and a big problem for the steering. It must be nice and freed up like this and just be butter smooth. So that would be the way to go. If the video is jumping around a little bit because I'm moving around, I apologize. Just trying to get through it and make it a fast video because the last one was like 13 minutes long. Next thing, brake. Okay, so a lot of people have been saying that there's been problems with their brake caliper rubbing against their brake rotor. This is the rotor. This is the caliper for those of you who don't know. Okay, here's how you fix that. Okay, so you're going to put a little blue Loctite on this bolt on the thread side and a little on this bolt on the thread side. It does come with blue Loctite, but you might want to put just a tad bit more. And I do mean a little, not a lot, okay? Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to slide your caliper on, and you're going to tighten this bolt first. Always this bolt first, okay? Then you will go ahead and start tightening on this bolt. What's going to happen is this bolt is going to lock down completely. This bolt will not lock down here completely tight. This way it gives you room to line up your rotor, okay, with your brake pads. And that rotor must be directly in the middle of your brake pads. It cannot be rubbing on your brake pads. Well, you really can't see it at all. You'll see what I mean when you get into it. Once you got it lined up so it's not rubbing against your brake pads at all, okay, once again, you will lock down this bolt all the way tight. This bolt, you will not lock down all the way tight. You're going to lock it down till, you can get this nice and centered, like I said, with the rotor in the middle of the pads. And then you will just tighten it down a little bit. Otherwise, if you tighten it down too much, it cocks this rotor, is what you guys are having a problem with, all the way over to the right or left because of the tightening down completely on the bolt. It's just not going to work. Okay, for some reason, it's just a real bad design from the factory, but you can leave this a little loose so you can get it centered. This is cranked down all the way. This is loosened up a little bit so it's centered, and then leave it, because the blue Loctite, once it dries inside of here, is going to lock it down really good. I mean, really good. You can even use red Loctite if you wanted, but if you use red Loctite on this application, you're going to have to use maybe just enough on like 2 threads, 3 threads. Yeah, 2 threads, 3 threads. So this way you can break it loose if you need to when you need to work on the bike or replace the pads. If you don't want to use red, then go ahead and use blue. I know both will work just fine. Same thing on the blue Loctite. You just want to use a little bit of Loctite on the 2 to 3 threads, and you'll be good to go. Once it is completely centered, you are set. Okay, you'll be done. Okay, let it dry in the sun, whatever. The Loctite dries pretty quick under air conditions. Air conditions being, just normal air flowing through the outside, and it just dries. You'll see. It's hard to explain. So anyway, that's what you'll do there. Everything will look like this on the way you're set up. When you route your brake line, you will route it just like this. Okay, going through the bottom here, coming out this side, up underneath your light to your harness. Okay, that's the best, most efficient way to run your front brake line. This way, on impact for your forks, the brake line will push out this way every time your forks compress. You do not want it, compressing and the brake line hitting here, the tire or the rim, because it will cut through your line, and you'll have to buy a whole new brake system through the company, because the company doesn't offer just the line. Okay, and I believe it comes pre-filled and all that stuff, and it is not cheap. I think they're like $200 and something odd, $250 or something. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. Okay, next thing we'll get into. One other thing. People are saying that their kickstand is rattling. Well, that may be on the first generation of this bike that it rattles, because on the new one, it does not rattle at all. I've had no problems with any rattling. If it starts rattling, take the thing off, lean it up against the wall, tree, whatever you want to do. You don't really need the kickstand. When you put it in the house or the garage, lean it up or hang it up, Who cares about the kickstand? That's what I say. You guys do what you want to do. Okay, now getting into let's see. We'll get into the display, and then that'll be it for this video. Okay, all right, guys. So, when you push your button, your power button, you got your display, everything's on, okay? Now, if you want to change your trip or any of that on here, you just push positive, Whoops, my bad. You just push I, okay, your icon, okay, and it changes all your trips, max, AVG, goes through, you know, your battery stuff a little bit, your voltage, and then it disappears. So you don't want it to use it, you don't use it. Okay, for me, I use trip. I always leave trip on. That's just me, though. Okay, now, if you want to get into... Now, this is just the main screen part. If you want to get into your second menu, you go over here, take your two fingers, push down on the positive and negative, okay, at the same time. You're going to get into another menu, okay? This menu goes through different things. Yeah, this menu goes through different things. I kind of forgot some of this menu, so I can't really introduce it as well as Zane. Now, if you go up on Zane's video on YouTube, and he has the same bike, he will explain to you what each function does, okay, all the way through it. He'll also explain to you how to get into your second screen, okay, by pushing a few of these buttons simultaneously, okay, together, to get into another screen, and you'll use your positive and negative to go through functions. So I'm just kind of briefing you on it a little bit lightly, to you know, so you can see what you're looking for. But you need to go up and find Zane's YouTube, Zane, I believe it is. And you'll notice the bike, and you'll notice it's Zane because he has a flower or something, you know, on the corner of his handlebars. There'll be a flower there. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how you kind of notice it's Zane's bike. Also, he has an English accent. I believe he lives either in England or in the U.S. I don't know. Really nice guy, really smart, really knows what he's talking about. And then he will step-by-step run you through how everything works. Once you are done with Zane's video and you've set your bike up and everything's good to go, you will... you also need to do this. You will go in here, and one thing you want to do is you want to push your positive or your negative, okay? So like I was saying in my last video, if you push your positive, your numbers go up. See how they're going up? Okay, well, that's your speed for the bike, 1 to 9. So make sure your speed's working properly and all that stuff. And that should basically be it for my video. You need to go up on Zane's video on YouTube, and he'll explain a lot more. There's some other guys that explain more also. There's quite a few, I believe, Russian guys that are very cool, and they've went through their bike and done a lot of things and explained a lot of other stuff that's really cool. So you might want to check theirs out too. Don't remember the names of the videos, but just check through it, do your homework, study, and you'll figure it out. Okay, next thing I'm going to get into is grips. I found some on Amazon that will fit. They're on their way. Haven't got them yet. In order to take these grips off, you will need to pinch here. If you have a compressor with compressed air nozzle, you will hit it in this crack so it blows this up like a balloon, and it should slide off unless they put glue on the inside. If they put glue on the inside, you will take a razor blade and you will cut across here, which is an old trick, and then pull off the grip and then put your new grip on. Okay, on here, this is a half throttle, half grip, so your other grip will have to be measured off and then cut the same length, and same thing, you will have to cut with a razor blade across here and then pull it off, or if you can get an air nozzle to blow it up and slide it off. So that's how that'll be. But do not touch this. Leave this just the way it is. Don't be cutting this piece off or doing anything like that, because you will mess it up really bad. Okay, so it's only this piece here. Okay, don't touch this. Okay, and take your time and be careful, you know, step by step, so you can back yourself out of it if you need to. But like I said, I found them on Amazon. They were like $6 or something for 2 pairs. And they'll fit perfectly. And they come in different colors. And same thing with the pedals. I found those on Amazon too. Brake lever covers, which are called brake lever booties in motocross. I got those on Amazon, and they're silicone. They just slide over. Come in different colors if you want to get something like that. Tires. If you like, last thing, the tires. If you like the stock tires that came with the bike, just be aware if you get it off their website, the company that makes the bike's website, that you're going to pay $100 a tire. Okay, that's how much those tires are. Okay, they're $100 a tire. Why even do that when you can go on Amazon and get $118 and get 2 tires and 2 inner tubes, with it. I found a deal with some heavy duty knobbies for what was it? It's like $85. I get 2 tubes and 2 heavy duty knobby tires that are 20 by 4.0, because that is your tire size for this bike, 20 by 4.0 or 20 by 4. Same thing, just depends on how they write it up on the internet, but it is 20 by 4.0. Yeah, I got it for like $80, 2 tubes and everything. Much bigger knobbies, much nicer tires for a lot cheaper. There's a lot of different tires. You're just going to have to figure it out. Well, this video actually went longer than I thought. So I will upload this as soon as possible for you guys. And I think that'll do it. That's the end of my 2 reviews and setups for the bike. And it's going to be complete this week. And it's all about happy riding and being safe. Make sure you guys wear your helmets and all that stuff. And happy running. Dark Metal Racing. Peace out.